What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It is a nice sunny Wednesday afternoon here in Findlay, Ohio. I just got back from Bowling Green, picked up my son from his first year of college, it's finally completed, and I'm getting ready to check out a new beer. Now, for those that watch the channel regularly, I apologize, I haven't been doing videos regularly. I think ever since I got COVID back in like February or January, whenever it was, late January, I just have not been feeling good. I've been getting ear infections, sinus infections, just had terrible luck, but I'm feeling a little better today, so time to get in a new video. Now, for those that are regular viewers of the program, you know Wednesday is a day that I showcase beers I normally wouldn't. So it's WTF Wednesday. Sometimes that means I do stuff from the big boys, Miller, Bud, Coors. Sometimes I do stuff from microbreweries that are kind of odd flavors or just different brews. And recently I've been doing a few international beers. Now, I'm following up in that vein today with this one here called Taj Mahal. Now, this is an Indian beer. Now, I know I did have this once years ago in an Indian restaurant, but I can't say that I really remember too much about it, so I figured maybe it's time for a revisit. Now, this one comes in at 4.5% ABV. It's made by United Breweries, but when I look on the side here, let's see, it says, brewed and bottled under license from United Breweries Limited, Bangalore, India, by Blossom Industries Limited, Village John Vancow. I can't really make it out. The writing is quite small. So this looks like it's kind of a macro brand in India. I know I did read the little blurb on Untapped, and it looks like this is related to the folks that do Kingfisher. So many of you, if you've had an Indian beer in America, it's quite a common one that you do run into. So it's made by that same brewery, but I guess under license from somewhere else within India that actually produces it. Now, let's give this one a shot. I got the foil cap here, which is, I guess, the sign of fanciness. See the crown. See if the crown actually says something unique, and it does. A lot of times when you see the foil, I expect to just see like a plain cap or crown, but this says Taj Mahal Premium, kind of similar to the writing on the logo there, which has a nice picture of the Taj Mahal. So, let's get into this. Decent hiss there, right? Not too bad. Trying to be gentle. I don't want to bend the cap. I like to keep the caps like a pack rat or a hoarder. I have all these caps, but I think my wife made frame them one time, but I don't really do much with them, but I save them anyway. So, all right. Now, I'm going by Glassware today. I'm going with the Second City glass. So, as my son is in the honors college, one of their trips was up to Chicago, city I've never been to other than through the airport. And they went to the Second City, which is a very famous comedy club that's brought us all kinds of geniuses. So, I know Belushi got his start there. Chris Farley was through there. Mike Myers, Tina Fey, a lot of the SNL people. I also saw Stephen Colbert, Alan Alda. All kinds of folks came through this place. So, pretty cool glass. Now, as far as ratings on this, it does strangely well on Untapped at a 3.01, which is not what I was expecting from a kind of macro lager. Now, on Beer Advocate, they're a little more brutal at a 2.66, and the overall score was 63 poor. Now, one of the arguments or discussions we often have with other beer reviewers is how do you rate something like this? This is essentially, kind of a Euro lager from the looks of it. Color, if I go to my Brew HQ SRM chart, this is pale straw. I mean, this might be a 2 or a 3 if you're lucky. Crystal clear. You can see right through it. Ton of carbonation going on there. The head lingered more than I thought it was. There's probably a finger's worth of white kind of soapy head here. You can see all the little fish eyes on the top. But it dissipating kind of quickly, again, as I would expect. But one of the discussions is, how do you rate these? Is this going to stack up with Pliny the Elder? Of course not, right? So for me, I just kind of rate these against other beers of this style. Now, ultimately, as you know from this show, I give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. And all that really means is, would I drink another one? Doesn't mean it's good or it's bad. Just means this dude would drink another one of them, right? I like some less than spectacular beers. I am a fan of Mickey's Yuengling Premium, which is one you probably don't see too frequently. And conversely, I've had some really highly rated beers that I just don't really care for. They're not my style. So, is what it is. All right, let's give this one a sniff. finally got my smell back. My smell has been kind of messed up for weeks after I was sick. It's actually non-offensive. Whenever I see these kind of Euro lagers, macro lagers, I expect that big adjunct sweet smell, which I absolutely do not care for. This doesn't really have it. You pick up kind of like a grassy smell, which is appropriate as I think everybody's out cutting their lawns today. Yeah, and maybe a little bit of sweetness, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, it's off to a good start. Let's give it a shot. Cheers. Medium light bodied. Goes down really smooth. There's not a whole heck of a lot to it in that regard. As far as the taste, not really off-putting either. I think you pick up a little bit of malt, kind of like a light crackery type malt. Maybe a little bit of that grassiness comes through as well. You get a little bit of the adjunct sweetness, but it's not overpowering or gross sweet by any stretch of the imagination. It's manageable in that regard. Hops, you don't pick up a ton, but at the end you do get a little bit of something. I wouldn't say that it's a distinct hop finish, but you do get a slight bit of bitterness at the end. And again, because it's not super sweet, I don't think it needs that big hop finish as much as some of the others. A lot of times if they're too sweet, you need it to kind of balance it out. This is kind of middle of the road, lightly balanced, not off-putting. It does nothing particularly well. But it also doesn't do anything particularly poorly. So if this is something that you went to an Indian restaurant, you're having a meal, and somebody broke one of these out, you could put a few of them away. I don't know. It's kind of like in the Asahi vein, sort of. Although I'm not a huge fan of Asahi, but it kind of reminds me of that. Something you'd pick up at a restaurant. It's probably not something you'd seek out. I paid $4.09 for this, and this is 1 pint 6 ounces. So decent sized bottle, $4, probably a bit of a stretch or an overpay. Again, if you're at a restaurant, maybe you'd pay $4 to kind of, have it go with the meal and all that kind of stuff for the experience. But all in all, it's all right. It's not a bad beer. Trying to think if there's anything else really jumping out. No, like I said, kind of light maltiness, a little bit of grassiness, light sweetness, light bitter finish. I can't, again, not a discernible hop, but yeah, it's okay. Ratings-wise, what would I say? Would I drink another? Yeah, I would. I don't think it's bad. So for that reason, Taj Mahal Premium Lager, you would get a thumbs up. Again, not something I'd have in the regular rotation, but if it was a nice day, warm day, or you're at a restaurant and somebody gave you one of these, you could do worse. It's not that bad. So on the WTF Wednesday, a nice pleasant surprise. I like the beer. Hopefully you like the video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. The semester is just about over for colleges up here in the U.S. My son got off a bit early. I'm done in about 2 weeks. But after that, hopefully I stay healthy and we'll have some more time to get some videos in and enjoy the beer shed before it gets too hot out here as opposed to too cold. Hey, till next time. Cheers.